Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. In this video tutorial, I will show you how to access DVWA in Metasploitable 2. Okay, I'm using my office computer here, so I just want to mention to you that I have Metasploitable 2 installed and set up. As you can see that I put this as a host-only adapter, okay? And then on my Kali Linux, I set up as a net so I can go outside the internet and a host-only adapter, okay? Make sure that on the RAM, okay, on the system setting, I put only 1 gig of RAM in the Kali Linux. You don't want to put too much RAM in the VM because it will slow down your system if your host PC does not have enough memory or RAM. Alright? Also on the Metasploitable 2, since I only use this as a victim machine and experiment, so I don't put too much RAM on that. I only put 512 megabyte or half gig. Okay? So this is very important because once in a while, I have a student ask me why my VMs are so slow. Well, the first thing that we need to do is to check the memory allocation, right? Normally, when we run a VM machine, we need to have at least 4 gig. Okay. In my office, I have about 8 to 16 gig. Okay. Once you've finished verify all the settings, right? The next thing that you need to do is to check your IP address. I run an ifconfig and I verify that my net is 10.0.2.15, which is my net address. This allows my VM to go outside the internet. Okay, and my Ethernet 0 is where this is a host. I set this up as a host-only adapter. So, which is 192.168.56.110. Alright? So, this is my Kali Linux as my attacker machine. On my Metasploitable, in my Metasploitable machine, as you notice that I run an ifconfig, right? And the internal IP address is 192.168.56.107. So I can ping from my victim machine to the attacker machine. If I ping this, ping 192.168.56, let me see, ping 192.168.56.110. Boom, there we go, right? So from my victim machine, I can ping successfully to the Kali machine. Control C is to short that, and then I'm gonna try to ping again from here. Ping 192.168.56.107, which is my Metasploitable machine. In this case, is the victim machine or the target machine. Boom, there we go. Before you do any lab, normally I just verify all of this, okay, to make sure everything works fine. So if student cannot set up this platform, then we cannot proceed with the labs. All right. Okay. So let's start with let's open the browser and let's do some experiments on this. So I'm gonna open the web browser here, right? I'm gonna open web browser. I'm going to type this 192.168.107. Boom, there we go, right? Notice that I point this IP address to the target machine, right? They also have multilade and DVWA in the Metasploitable machine. Remember, last week we did some experiments on the DVWA. However, we set up the DVWA in the host machine using Windows operating system. So today I want to show you how to access DVWA and multilade from the Kali Linux from Kali Linux to the Metasploitable, because in Metasploitable they already have all of this. All right, so this will help you to do more experiments. So for the purpose of this lab, let's try DVWA, right? Look at the IP address here, 192. As soon as I click that, it will show you the IP address 192.168.56.107/DVWA login. All right. So now, if I press admin to log in to the DVWA in Metasploitable to machine, is the username is admin and the password is password. Okay, lowercase, admin and password, login. Boom, there we go. Don't save. Okay, so now I can put this. Let me make this larger. Okay, and then the next step is to make sure that the DVWA we put in the low. All right. So these are some of the example. Click submit. Okay. And now home. Whenever you do something, always you need to verify. Okay. So this is very important. You see this? The username is admin and low. Right. Now we can start doing some experiments. Okay. For this week, student can do some of these experiments. Okay. You can do brute force, command execution, CSRF, file inclusion, SQL injection, cross scripting, reflected, and store. Just choose one of these. Okay, student do not need to do all of this for the sake of the time. Okay, so do one of this command and make a report on it. All right. Be sure to use a template. Let me give you an example. I'm going to experiment using this command injection. Notice that we did this before in Windows operating system, right? Since we set up the DVWA last week, okay? So DEM vulnerability web analysis. So my victim machine is this one, right? This is my Metasploitable, all right? So now I'm going to run this command injection 192.167, and then I'm going to print the directory, print working directory. All right. You can use either pipe or ampersand. This is all. This is the same. Okay. So I'm gonna click this there. Notice that we have this print directory. I'm in the exec mode here, right? In the victim machine. Okay. PWD. There we go. The file location, we are in this /var/www/dvwa vulnerabilities/exec. Let me do ls here. L vulnerable. Here we go. This is the vulnerables. cd vulnerable, cd vulnerable, and then ls. We have this. I'm gonna come back again. All right, cd again. Okay, so all right, so I'm going back to the root. So now I use another command here, right? So hold on a minute. So I'm gonna do another command injection 192.168.56.107 /ls, and then I'm gonna click submit. It show me all the directory that in that machine, in the VM machine, help, index, and source, right? You can also run, let me see, as I mentioned to you, you can change this to pipe like this, ls -la there, -la. Okay, then it show you all the directory. We are in the www data, right? We have 3 directory here. dmin is a directory, right? Root, .. you have help, we have index, right? Index.php, and we have another directory. Okay, so let me do another one. Another one is 192, and then let's do some date here. Date, right? Date. Ubin is UTC time. Okay, so let's just use regular date. I'm gonna click submit. Okay, so here it display that we are on Friday, June 18, 12 Eastern Standard Time. We are in the Central Time, so it's 11. If I use this on the date, the date U is UTC time. All right, so today I just show you an example of accessing DVW in Metasploitable 2. Remember, when I log out here, right, and then when I ping this IP address, it show you all what is available in here, right? So Multilade, DVW, WebDev, PHP admin, okay? All of these students can do some experiment some other time. So for DVWA, again, the username is admin and password, okay? Password, okay? Don't save and make sure that you check this, the security level, right, low. And then you can start doing some experiments. All right, so for this week assignment, choose one of these link on the left hand side and write a brief report on that. It's similar to last week, except you do this in the Metasploitable, except that the target machine is in Metasploitable. Also, don't forget to do some research how to countermeasure this. When you have a problem, how do you countermeasure, right? Countermeasure means it's a prevention, right? For example, to avoid comment injection, you probably do not want to put the web root on the system drive. Also, you need to patch the web server application on regular basis, right? What else? You need, most importantly, you need to sanitize the user input. Validate, sanitize, or validate the user input. Okay. In this class, we are focused on the offensive, right? Offensive strategy. Okay. So our ethical hacking courses, the CE8 is more on the offensive strategy. When students take another class, I think there's a cybersecurity assessment, you are going to learn more on the defensive strategy. The defensive strategies, example of certification or curriculum, I think the one that we follow is called Certified Security Analyst, right? CISA. So this is more into defensive. CISA, security, cyber security analyst certification. This is from CompTIA. Okay, more into defensive. All right. So in this one, so for this week, student will experiment one of these web vulnerability using DVWA on Metasploitable machine. All right, hopefully that this video is informative and value to you. Thank you for watching.